incarcerated, so you know what you're talking about. So.
All right.
Today, I stand before you, my wife, and my family. I'm stand over here. This is my wife and my children. This is my wife of 44 years, married.
All right.
My daughter, Delisha. School teacher, and my son, Marlon. Where's the kid? Candace, my daughter, Candace Bradford. I have another son who's in Houston. I want to thank them for all their support over the years. My mother is here.
All right.
My classmates, my cousin Robert, my friends, everybody who would be in a book if I was to write one is here.
Your sisters.
And I want to thank you for coming tonight. I stand here as a concerned citizen, concerned about the future of our once proud city, to offer myself as a candidate for the Shreveport City Council, District 8. I want to share a few thoughts with you. But first, let me thank you again for taking out from your busy schedule to be here. In addition to who I already have introduced, let me also introduce one of the men that I hold in the highest esteem, in this Dr. Sil Simpkins. Thank you. His lovely wife, beautiful, just beautiful inside and out. We love her, we visit with her very often, and she is just a gem. And that's Dr. Elaine Simpson.
All right.
Attorney John Settle, his lovely wife.
All right.
Attorney Settle cares.
All right.
I'm especially grateful to him for our friendship and for his confidence that he have in me. He believed in me. He even suggested to someone that I am probably one of the, and I'm not going to dispute him, one of the better prepared candidates that would run for city council, let me say.
Amen.
True statement.
Amen.
And then one of my closest and dearest friends, who just jumped off of an airplane and came directly over here, that's Magna Carter.
All right.
And our former councilman of District B, Monty Walford, is here. Thank you.
Monday.
He understands. When we don't have the quality of leadership that we need to have, what can happen to the city. And I met a new friend just on last Tuesday, and he came. And he's here. I want to introduce him. And it's Jim Simmons. Hey Jim, thank you for coming.
All right. Yeah.
My wife told me to make some notes because I sometimes wonder, so I'm going to stick with my notes as much as I can. But let me just say this. There are some wonderful things that I can say about Shreveport. After all, I, most of us in this room, chose to live, work, raise our family here. Because we care about people. We like some things in Shreveport. But I'm not going to talk about the things that we like about Shreveport. I want to tell you today that we have some serious problems in Shreveport. And if you're not outraged of what's been going on in City Hall over the last few years, then you haven't been paying attention. City Hall to all due respect to our Councilman Shine, has turned into, which is the people's city hall. But for all practical purposes, City Hall have turned into not an always citizen-friendly environment.
Amen.
Even if sometimes it's hostile. I've seen citizens get insulted there by the mayor. I've seen citizens leave there disappointed because those who we elected to help us did not have a clue on how they can help us. It seems that those 7 minus Councilman Shine are unprepared, unwilling to perform the duties that we elected them to do.
Amen.
Just recently, take the 3132 expansion, for example. In spite of mountings of evidence, in spite of knowing that there was a conspiracy that started years ago to deny the expansion of that highway to the port, in spite of hearing all of the testimony from various entities, including the MPC, in spite of all that, the city council, by a 5-2 vote, voted to allow a developer to put houses in the path of that highway. I have never in my life seen a public body, a city government, take the steps to impede the growth of the city like what happened at that meeting. I have never seen a city council who was so inept that we would put citizens of this city at risk because they know that the traffic that's going up and down on Lucas Road is dangerous and hazardous. Matter of fact, 2 weeks after they voted to overturn the MPC to allow that highway to be built, a young man got killed on a motorcycle. Then you take the issue with the financial planner, for example. Knowing that the financial planner, the prior financial planner, had falsified documents where he got paid extra money, extra taxpayers' money. In spite of that, the councilwoman from this district got into hoops with some others, including the mayor, to try to maintain this guy, even though
Amen.
he had already taken
Amen.
some unwarranted funds.
Amen.
Now that ain't the way it's supposed to be.
Amen.
That's not the way it's supposed to be. I say normally you don't see this. You don't see the ineptness that's going on at City Hall. I submit to you that things that I just mentioned, and I can mention a lot of others, give us all the indicators that it's time for a change in Shreveport.
Amen.
It's time for a change in the direction that this city is going.
Amen.
Now,
Amen.
let me back up 1 second. I forgot to Dr. Otis Cash because it was Dr. Cash who finally got to my wife and said, you know, that wasn't running. I had actually pledged to her that I wasn't going to do this no more. But Doctor was persistent and he got to her. And she said, okay, let's do it. But I'm just saying now that this is not the way it's supposed to be. We are not electing our best and brightest. You know, if we're going to make this city the type of city that we need it to be, then we're going to have to start electing better people. I announced that I was going to run at least 2 weeks ago. And when I started telling people I was going to run, the first thing that they usually ask me is, what is your platform? Well, they'd be expecting the traditional, the usual political response, like, you know, I'm going to fight to reduce crime, I'm going to fix the streets in this city, I'm going to provide fair and honest government, you know how typical politicians respond. But I basically tell them that even though all these issues are important, but I say, listen, I'm gonna do what I've been doing. My platform is simple. I'm gonna continue to do what I've been doing. The only difference is that I will be doing it as your city councilman. I'm gonna continue to care about people. I'm gonna continue to work to make a difference in the lives of people. I want the same opportunities for District A that they're getting in District B, C, D, E, and F. It's not fair that the resources of this city seems to be going one direction, and District A continue to be treated like the stepchild of the city. And the reason that it's being treated like that over the years is because we don't send the right people down there to fight for the resources that are available to District A.
Amen.
You just don't get it just because you go down there. You got to fight.
There you go.
And I will say, and I said this earlier too, and I don't even feel being contradicted about it, that my body of work in Shreveport, Louisiana, is unprecedented to anybody, unmatched to anybody who would stand before anybody in this city district to say, vote for me because I want to be a city councilman. I have had 30 years of work in Shreveport that has prepared me to do this job. And that's why, over and over, we keep saying, why ain't nothing happening? Why can't we get this? And the reason is simple. We're just not sending the right people to City Hall. My son is here. We always talk about it. If Shreveport, if District A want to be better, we got to send better people because we say, you can't soar like eagles if you keep sending turkeys to City Hall. I am offering myself for this position because our current representative is out of touch with the resident district.
All right.
It saddens me to see that the citizens of District A have become so cynical about city government, especially their elected representation, because they don't believe nothing can happen anymore. Fred and I and Robert, we worked with Senator Tarver on this landfill. The landfill was running for 8 years.
Yeah.
We got involved four months ago, and we brought resolve to that situation, and had the DEQ, we had the state fire marshal, we had the state attorney. Everybody came to this town, and they pledged that they were going to get that shut down. And yet, our current representative was in the newspaper the next day saying it ain't gonna happen. And then at the last meeting with the DEQ saying that they have revoked the license of that landfill, ladies and gentlemen got up in that meeting and said, we're tired of being lied to. And I'm like, when did these people hear a lot of you? These people never came in District A before. But the cynicism and the apathy among the residents of District A, they don't believe nothing can happen. I would not lie to the residents and constituents of District A. I would be honest and truthful.
All right.
They deserve nothing less. I'm going to do all the things that I said. I'm going to work and make sure that the streets get fixed. Because again, each district was allocated $3 million last year to fix streets in their community. The current city council person took her $3 million and allocated it to 2 streets. 2 streets. One happened to be one named after her father.
What?
And that was $2.5 million.
What?
The other one was one in front of Booker T. Lewis Place that is very slightly utilized.
Right.
If you saw the paper last week, it said that with that $3 million, that 25 streets could have been overlaid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Even the streets leading up into it, they'll be okay. I mean, coming down Russell Road or coming down David Range, it's like going through an obstacle course. But she didn't want those streets repaired. She wanted her street that her mom lived on repaired. And I think somebody said, well, hey, you got to tell your car because they'll see that street. That's not right. That ain't the way we do business. As your next city councilman this year, I'm going to revisit the Fair Share Program. I think it's time that this city be fair and equitable as it relates to city procurements. under our former mayor Keith Hightower, which he instituted and launched the Fair Share program, which targeted black and minority business to get 25% of city procurement. That has been reduced to less than 5%. That's not right. That's not right. I'm going to work with the Agles Business District to show appreciation to them, as well as to recruit other businesses to this area. Why do we keep giving other businesses incentive to come to Shreveport when we don't try to take care of those that are already here?
Amen. Hey.
I'm gonna help grow businesses in District 8. In exchange for that, I'm gonna work with those businesses as well as other entities within this district to help make job opportunities available for the residents of District 8.
Man, yeah.
To get from District 8 all the way to the port of Shreveport Bossier is almost impossible. But why can't we help develop businesses in this district to where they can just take a bus ride over to Agles and have a gainful employment? We can do that, y'all. I want you to know that, if you didn't know it, that I am an underdog advocate. I fight for an underdog. And the reason that I fight for an underdog, because I once was an underdog, and somebody fought for me. People are hurting and they need help out here. They need job opportunities. They need opportunities to do whatever they can do to survive and feed their families. I learned a long time ago that the chain of humanity in a city, just like in a family, is only as strong as the weakest link. That's why my wife and I tell this story, we got married as teenagers. But each and every one of our children got a college education. Because we knew that their opportunities was linked to the education and to their ability to perform in this technological society. So it is with the residents of District 8. Listen, these blue-collar jobs are passing us by. You have to have some skills, technological skills. You work at McDonald's. If you drive through the drive-through window, all you're going to see is monitors. The day is over to be satisfied with anything, and that's why we see up and down MLK and Fred, and up and down David Range, and up and down Russell Road. We see guys hanging on the trees. Gainfully, men who have the ability to work hanging on the trees in District 8. You don't see that happening in some other districts. We're going to change that, y'all. Y'all help me.
All right now.
In 1990, myself and a couple more people saw the deteriorating conditions of Queensborough. We said enough is enough. Gang, dilapidated houses, hopelessness, despair, and despondency was the order of the day. We organized, we created the Queensborough Neighborhood Association, and we started to work with them, and the city started to work with us to make Queensborough better. We took Queensborough, started working in Queensborough. The city and other governments, agencies saw us working in Queensborough, and they was willing to help us. See, what we got to understand is, we got to change our focus and understanding of how city government works. We keep saying, what government gonna do for me? What the city gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me if you get elected? That's not the way it works. I'm a community organizer. You organize people, you empower people to help themselves. Then the question is not what the city gonna do for me. The question then becomes, what can I do for myself with the help of the city? Okay, because the city, Willie Bradford getting elected to District 8 is not going to be a panacea. I'm not going to be able to solve everything. But if we work together, if everybody take part of that plow And let's move District 8 forward together. Then the city would move forward together. We all would be better off than we were 4 years ago. We can do it, y'all. But community development, community involvement, neighborhood involvement is vital. But it ain't all, again, one size fits all. There are other organizations that are out there that are working for these same objectives and these same goals. We got to tap into those resources. Take Shreveport Boat Community Renewal, for example. Matt McCall is here. You wouldn't be surprised statistically, if you look at the areas in which Haven House and Friendship House are located throughout Shreveport and Boulder, statistics show that crime is down, that violence is down, that everything is down. So why can't the city embrace that model and let's work together to make every neighborhood a safe, a friendly neighborhood where children can come off the street and learn instead of walking up and down, playing in the streets in the afternoon. Go to somewhere that's safe, a safe environment where they can utilize those resources to help them become productive citizens. We can do that. We can do that. We can work together to make a better quality of life for everybody. A rising tide lifts all ships. It just happens that the ship in District A is drifting almost without a rudder. Just drifting. Year after year, nothing changes. Year after year, promises, lies, false promises. And the reason is that we keep on talking about elected people because who their daddy was, who their mama was. Joe Shine said, mama may have and daddy may have, but God bless the child to have his own.
All right, well.
We got to start looking at qualifications. We got to start looking at competency. We got to start looking at elected people who have the ability to go down to City Hall and forward solutions to these far-reaching problems that we keep having here. We don't have to keep living like this. We got to start electing people who care. We care. That's the slogan for Community Renewal. Because if you care, you're going to do something. You can't see a situation and care and not want to help address it. And that's the problem we have. See, I'm going to help District 8. I promise you that. But our problem is just not a political problem. The problem in Shreveport, the problem in District 8, is also a spiritual problem. It's a problem of conscience. Joe Shine used all the time, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, we are our brother's keeper. You can't see the hopelessness and despair of people, and you have the ability to help those people, and you don't help those people. Because again, our strength is determined on the weakness of one of us. So let's just build each other up. We can do it. We can empower neighborhoods. We can empower our citizens, and we can empower ourselves by working together with everybody to make Shreveport, District 8, better for everybody. We're at a crossroads. This election is vital to the direction District 8 gonna go, and the district and the city as a whole gonna go. If you don't believe me that it can get worse, just drive over to Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh.
You hear what happened in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh.
If we don't elect better people, if we don't start holding our elected officials accountable, we are going to start fading into the memories of yesterday. We got to do it not only for ourselves, but for our children and generations yet unborn. I'm ready to start working, y'all.
All right.
I'm ready to start transforming this vision that I just shared with you into reality. And I need your help. I need to do the things that I've mentioned today. I need to be your next councilman. I need to be your councilman from District 8. I need your help. Will you help me?
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
Will you help me? Will you help me get elected? So that generations get unborn. To look back on the election of 2014 and say it was the voters in Shreveport in 2014 that halted the decline, that halted the climate of complacency, the climate of apathy. It was the election of 2014 and electing Willie Bradford and other good men and women to the city council and to the mayorship and city governor of Shreveport. It's the reason why we can now work in Shreveport. We don't have to leave Shreveport and go to Dallas. We don't have to leave Shreveport and go to Atlanta. We can work and live in Shreveport and raise our families here in Shreveport just like our mothers did, just like our grandmothers did, just like our grandfathers did. We can do it. Will you help me?
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.